So, a couple of people have challenged me to do a dungeon run, but with only one bonemerang. I thought it was a pretty cool idea, so I decided to give it a shot. The rules that I've set up are pretty simple. For the dungeon clear, I'm not allowed to use any mage weapons except for the ice spray, and I am not allowed to spam the flower of truth to clear. For the dungeon clear, I am only allowed to use my one bonemerang, my machine gun bow, last breath, and ice spray. I am allowed to use the flower of truth to get lifesteal, but I cannot abuse it by spamming the ability over and over. I am only allowed to left click with the flower of truth. For the boss fight, anything goes as long as I do not use any mage weapons. Once again, the ice spray is allowed. And I went easy on myself by giving myself permission to use spam the flower of truth, but I ended up only using it every so often to keep myself alive. I'm allowed to choose any floor that I want you to do this challenge on. Now I understand that it won't be that entertaining if I went for any floors under floor 4, and floor 7 is basically impossible to do solo, especially with the flying bug patched. I went for floor 6 because the boss fight might seem more interesting than floor 5's boss fight, and floor 5 will prove to be extremely difficult with only one bonemerang, especially with how some of the mobs are spawned. Well, enough talking, let's jump straight into it. I have my hotbar set up so that my first slot is the bonemerang, followed by my machine gun bow, last breath, stonk, ice spray, flower of truth, super boom TNT, and my AOTE. I've noticed that I do not use the last breath as often as I use my machine gun bow. So if I'm doing this challenge again but with 2 bones instead of 1, I would definitely switch out the last breath with my second bonemerang. If you're attempting this challenge, the last breath will be really helpful for mini boss encounters, but my mini boss encounters are fairly quick, to the point where using the last breath would only slow me down. If you can't kill the mini bosses instantly or really quick, I would recommend keeping the last breath. For armor, I ran 3/4 Necron with Tarantula Helm, and I ran a level 89 Black Cat with a Dwarf Turtle Shellnet. Under normal circumstances, you would want to run a Baby Yeti, Blue Whale, Griffin, or Dragon Pet for the effective health or damage, but those are none of my concerns, so I opt to go with the Black Cat for more speed. The main issue with this challenge is how I position myself to kill trash mobs. Having only one bonemerang to use made me realize just how important positioning as an archer really is. I've gotten used to using my Hyperion for room clear, so my positioning was completely slacking. Everything felt completely different compared to when I used my Hyperion. The Hyperion assists the players a lot, but I would say that the assistance it provides is too much to the point where the player wouldn't know what to do without a Hyperion. This challenge was surely an eye-opener to me. It made me realize just how lacking I am as an archer. I can't call myself an archer unless I can clear the dungeon as fast as non-Hyperion mages can, and one-tap literally everything in my path. My cycles were also really bad, as well as my timings with the bonemerangs. At times I was too reliant on my machine gun bow, and at times my fingers completely failed me. Osu players will call this finger locking. For non-Osu players, the term finger locking refers to when a player's fingers would lock from clicking too fast or not knowing what to do. It will feel as though your fingers had gotten a cramp and they wouldn't move as how you would want them to. This challenge also made me forget all form of game sense, muscle memory, and map awareness that I've built over the couple of months. I found myself focusing too much on the room that I'm in and how to move my fingers to make sure I wasn't using the wrong weapon. Normally I could play with autopilot, just focusing slightly and let muscle memory kick in and do the work for me. This challenge forced me to focus while playing, otherwise I would underperform, and my focus is more about what is in front of me rather than what's ahead of me, which was something I'm not really used to. Here, let me explain. Whenever I play, even if I'm only in step 1, my brain will be thinking about step 2 and step 3 and what I should be doing when I get to step 2 or 3. I would let muscle memory kick in for step 1 while my brain processes what I should be doing when I get into the next few steps. I would think ahead of time, and my brain would always be ahead of where my Minecraft character is. If you've been focusing on screen, I looked at the ground when I went into the yellow room. That was because I would let my explosive shot kill the shadow assassin and went on the run. But because things didn't go according to plan, I wasted another 10 seconds or so. I also know that the bad room in wizard room got killed by another mob, which means that I can only skip another 5 secrets. While I was killing the shadow assassin, my brain was thinking of what I should do when I come across trap room. Had it been old trap room, I would cheese it and miss 3 secrets, which meant that I can only skip another 2 secrets somewhere else. If it is new trap room, which it is, I would either get all 3 secrets or miss one along the way. You see, I'm not the most mechanically skilled player. I sometimes miss the parkour to the bat, and if I miss the parkour, I would skip it and get the other trap secret. Depending on whether or not I get the bat in the new trap room, I can skip either 4 or 5 secrets. That's what I was thinking of when I was engaged in combat with the enemy shadow assassin. Since I have finished trap room completely, I know I could skip 5 secrets somewhere else, but I didn't think about which 5 secrets to skip until I had already cleared all the hard secrets and was left with no other choice but to skip the easy secrets that would take a few seconds at most. Sometimes I also make the mistake of doing secrets before clearing, which doesn't seem to be a big deal to most players, but it does make an impact on the final runtime. Another challenge to me was my map awareness. Because my mind was too focused on what was at hand, I had almost zero map awareness. I have a habit of taking a look at the map every few seconds to plan out my next move. I found myself looking at the map a fraction of how often I used to look at it, and not knowing exactly what is happening at any given moment at any point in the map felt really weird for me. I would find myself spending an extra second or two to find out where I need to be. Normally, I would move to where I should be automatically because I've already planned ahead of time. I also found myself wasting time killing trash mobs that weren't of any importance, which is something I'm against. Killing unnecessary mobs just felt like a waste of time to me, and I would used to say never waste time on killing mobs that aren't essential to progress. Doing a run like this also made me remember just how much I hated getting bad secrets. As an archer with Hyperion, bats were never an issue, but when I lost the ability to kill everything in a 5-block radius, I struggled with killing bats. It took me a while to realize that I could have just used an ice spray to kill the bats, which is what I ended up doing. Honestly, the toughest part for this challenge is clearing the dungeon itself. Once the dungeon is cleared, everything else is super easy. Trash mobs are annoying to clear when you only have one bonemerang. Rooms that require you to kill a lot of trash mobs that are scattered everywhere are absolute nightmares. Because of this challenge, I've thought of a method for bows to be relevant to use as an archer. But I am fairly certain that if I could come up with something so simple, so can other people, which includes the balancing team. The method that I've thought of was to either lower or remove bow charging like how the archers worked in Wingcraft. If that does happen, I am almost 100% sure some other top player will find a new meta where bows will be too overpowered where they would outdamage Hyperions. So this definitely needs some tweaking here and there. This challenge also made me realize that you don't need bonemerangs to be able to do amazing. Having multiple bonemerangs will definitely help out with DPS and room clearing, but you can definitely do good even without bonemerangs. I will be making a guide on early or mid-game archers as I've promised weeks ago. I've gathered enough information and have gotten the hands-on experience to be able to provide with a detailed and informative early mid-game archer guide. I've gotten a lot of feedback and people sharing their information regarding early or mid-game archer builds, so I hope that my archer guide can deliver. I'm also hoping to make a berserk, tank, healer guide because I've never had any hands-on experience as either of those 3 classes. I do not know what to get, how to play the respective classes, and what to expect. I do not wish to deliver rushed, incorrect, or non-detailed content on guide videos, so please allow me some time to make those 3 guides. After this video goes live, I will be working on my early mid-game archer guide. It might take me around 2 to 3 days to get all the relevant clips, write the script, and turn that into a video. It'll take a while to make, but do stay tuned for that video. And honestly, this video has been a blast to make. Being able to play dungeons from a different perspective has helped me learn a lot. I'll be honest, I planned to make the early mid-game archer guide video, but I never got around to do it and I completely forgot about it. If it wasn't for me accepting this challenge, I would never have remembered that I need to make that video. In the end, I actually enjoyed this challenge a lot, and it's been a while since I actually had fun with Skyblock. As of late, I've only been logging into Skyblock to get clips for my videos, and I haven't been having any fun. If you guys have any fun challenges for me, be sure to let me know by contacting me on Discord. If you'd like to contact me on Discord, my Discord tag will be on screen right now, or you can join my Discord server and contact me through there. The link to my Discord server will be in the description box. My DMs are always open and I try to respond to most, if not all, Discord messages that I receive. I truly enjoy interacting with you guys and just talking with you guys in general. You guys can contact me for anything, it doesn't even have to be Skyblock related. But do note that I won't be giving away coins or items for free, and I'm not doing carries. I'm not always free, so just wait if I haven't responded to your message. And just letting you know in advance, if you're sending me a link, I won't be clicking on any links that I receive, so it's impossible to rickroll me. And as I've said earlier, I'm actually getting bored of Skyblock, so I may be taking a break from Skyblock. I was wondering if you guys have any game recommendations for me. It doesn't have to explicitly be a Minecraft server. I prefer casual games such as Minecraft, Osu, The Sims, Raft, or story-based games with an open world such as GTA, Watchdog, Cyberpunk, Red Dead Redemption. I play competitive FPS games such as CSGO or Rainbow Six Siege, but not very often. I used to love competitive games, but they no longer appeal to me, so I don't really like competitive games, so Valorant is a no-go. My all-time favorite game would be the Persona series, as you can probably tell from my forums, YouTube, and Discord profile picture. My favorite from the Persona series would have to be Persona 4. I love Persona 5 for the gameplay aspect, the graphics, and confidence, but I prefer Persona 4 because of the storyline and character development. Persona 3 was the first Persona game that got me into the series, and it has a nostalgic feeling to it. The ending is really sad and it has a good story too. But that's besides the point. Let's get back to the point. We're not a Persona channel, KickW. I'm fairly certain some of you out there has played the Persona series. If you do know of a game that is very similar to the Persona series, please let me know. It can be a completely different game with completely different battle mechanics and storyline progression, but I want a game that is similar to the Persona series if there is such a game. Okay, to everyone that's still watching, I think you guys deserve to know what I've been thinking of and what I have planned. MCO, otherwise known as Movement Control Order, has just started in Sabah, which is a state of Malaysia. For those of you that don't understand, long story short, my country just went into lockdown. I will have 2 weeks where I can stay home and work on content and stream, but I honestly don't know what I can do if I stream Hypixel Skyblock, so I'm thinking of streaming other games. For the time being, I've thought about starting a Wingcraft series, as well as starting to stream Wingcraft. I used to play Wingcraft back in 2014, but ever since then, Wingcraft has changed a lot. For a while, I started actively playing Wingcraft as well, so I might hop into a call with him and play Wingcraft together while streaming. Please don't get me wrong, I'm not quitting Skyblock, it just feels like there's nothing new to do in Skyblock, so I'm taking a short break from Skyblock for the time being until they release further content. I will still be making and posting Skyblock related content. I just want to expand my channel to give myself more variety. I understand that not everyone will be supportive of this decision, so I am sorry if you are one of them. Sorry for disappointing you. The initial transition will be really tough since my channel has been based off of Hypixel Skyblock, but I believe I can do it. I would like to thank you guys for making this possible. If it wasn't for Skyblock, my channel won't be here as it is today. I won't ever forget about Skyblock, and I'm just reminding you guys one more time. I am not quitting Hypixel Skyblock. I will still be posting Skyblock related content. Just one final reminder. And of course, I won't only be streaming Minecraft related games. I might switch around and play other games as well. I might even consider uploading a Minecraft playthrough or Minecraft related content on my channel. Maybe play other games as well. Who knows? The sky's the limit. Anyways, I hope I didn't disappoint you guys too much and this challenge was really fun. If you guys have any other fun challenges for me, please let me know and do stay tuned for the early or mid-game archer guide. With that, I will see you all later. Peace out.